Hey there! Welcome to my pretend cooking show. My name is Dina Mitchell.
And I'm Brittany Larsenn.
And this is my kitchen. Welcome. Prego. Today we are going to make one of my favorite cake recipes. It is Torta Caprese al Limone. Some people also add Bianca because it's also made with white chocolate. This cake has quite a history to it. First made in, I believe, 1920 on the island of Capri. And it was made by this pastry chef who had a couple visitors. They were Al Capone's guys. So they went to the island Capri on assignment to pick up something for him. And this pastry chef, maybe he was nervous, maybe just in a hurry, forgot to add flour to his famous almond cake. And to his surprise, it turned out absolutely perfect. Now, the Torta Caprese, which this is a version of, is a chocolate cake, and it's so good. It's crispy on the outside, very, very delicate, but yet the inside is this fudgy, chewy. It lasts about 5 days. You don't have to put it in the refrigerator, and it just sort of gets better. This version, 4 kinds of lemon. So let's get into it. Let me show you the ingredients. So naturally gluten-free because we're making it with almond flour.
Check into.
We have almond flour, and I like to use the, I know, it's reversed, but the super fine. I have Bob's Red Mill. You can also grind this from almonds if you would like. We have 5 room temperature eggs, and many times I start a recipe and I forget to do room temp. Just put them in some warm water for about 20 minutes or 10 minutes less, and they'll be room temperature. We've got some castor sugar. Now you could make this with coconut sugar. I haven't quite done it yet. I really want to. I bet it'll turn out perfect. We've also got white chocolate. You can use any kind of white chocolate. I'm just kind of stuck on the Guittard brand. And, I hope I pronounced that right, potato starch. You can also use tapioca starch. You can use cornstarch, but this is gonna help with a binder. Baking powder. Olive oil, of course, because it's Italian, and 3 kinds of lemon. So first of all, we've got juice of 2 lemons, we've got zest of 3 lemons, and we've got, would I use 3? Yeah. We've got candied zest, and I actually grated it and then candied it this way, but you can also do it with the strips and then cut them up finely. So, and you can modify all this. And then of course, with some of my homemade limoncello.
My favorite.
So this is going to have some fantastic flavors. I'll kind of show you the end result. This is the Torta Caprese alla limone, and we'll get into that. So,
We have a good morning from Bali.
Oh, from Bali. Sukma. Hope I pronounced it right. Thank you so much. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna preheat the oven to 400 degrees.
She's actually the girl in the back. I am here to learn everything you guys are learning. So I am here to be in the kitchen and watch like you guys and help her out just a little bit. And obviously I'm here to answer questions. So ask questions for Dina.
Yes, please. So we preheated the oven to 400. Important to preheat your oven so it has even temperature throughout your whole oven, especially when we're dealing with these egg recipes that could fall. So preheated the oven. We're gonna prepare the pan, and I use a springform pan just because it's easy to get out. I think it's a 10-inch, and prepared it by putting the parchment paper in the bottom, and then I put olive oil around the sides of it. So just olive oil, no flour at all, just olive oil, and that. Next thing, we're going to temper the chocolate, and we're gonna melt this. I don't use my double boiler, but I just use a pan with simmering water. So the water is only up to here. And I'll put that on. And I'll kind of watch it, but I know kind of how it's gonna go. Oh, it's not simmering, shoot. All right. Okay, so now now I'm gonna go ahead and let that melt a little bit, but I am going to get started on, let's see, separating my eggs. So I always use a separate bowl to crack my eggs in just in case I get yolk in one of them.
Dina's always taught me this. It's super important because I've done that the first couple of times I've tried to learn her recipes. I've got the shell stuck in it.
So I'm gonna put my yolks in the bigger bowl and there. And it's super easy to separate eggs. I find just one, sometimes two, crack on the side works really well for me. And I'm just going back and forth until I get all of it in there. Dump this in there. And
She does it so perfect. I feel like I would get it literally everywhere. The yolks everywhere, everything. Lots of practice, I guess.
you know what? No, you can do it.
Who's heard of like the water bottle trick? But then it takes so much time, she said, to find a water bottle, and it's true, and it has to be clean, and it's germy, which is correct. This is definitely much better, so I'm learning.
I think I learned how to do this when I was like 8 or 10. So just kind of been doing it a long time. All right, so now we've separated our eggs. Let me check on my chocolate. This usually only takes, my water wasn't ready, but it usually just takes a couple minutes. Don't let me forget about this guy. All right, so separated the eggs. I'm gonna get rid of my trash. Now we're going to take 60 grams of the castor sugar, and I am going to put that in my egg yolks. Do all those. And I am going to whisk that. Here, you whisk, please. Okay. Please, please, please. And we're gonna whisk that until it changes. You're gonna see it change color. And it's gonna get a little smooth and frothy. There you go. Beat it up, Brittany.
She taught me how to do this earlier, and I didn't know eggs could get this frothy like this. But Dina knows how to do it so well that like it changes the color, so it's like a super, I don't know, light yellow color.
So now that my white chocolate is blended, I am going to add 100 milligrams of olive oil. And optionally, you can add butter. It's not going to change the flavor. I mean, just go with the olive oil. And make sure your olive oil is good. If you haven't used your olive oil in a while, well, who knows? I'll come back to that one. But smell it. Make sure it's not rancid. If you don't use olive oil very much, don't buy a big bottle. I go through probably 2.5 liters a week, if not more. So I am just gonna go on this side. Okay. So I'm just mixing this in just till it's well combined, and then I'm just gonna let it cool a little bit because I'm gonna be adding it. So
We might need your magic in here because
okay.
I need a little practice frothing this.
All right, switch with me. Yep. Okay, cool.
So do you turn it and just do it really hard? Oh, I guess I was doing it too light.
Well, you gotta beat it, right?
Got it.
Beat it.
Michael Jackson.
So I think that pretty much.
Okay, so I did kind of an okay job.
Oh, you did perfect.
Just a little bit
You
harder.
you like the person that like loosened up the lid.
Got it. Okay.
So I made it look easy.
Perfect.
So now we're gonna add all of our lemon. So I have some lemon juice which I strained, and it's 4 tablespoons or 1/4 cup. So that, push that down there. And then 3 lemons zested.
Someone said, why not use an electric mixer for what we just did?
Well, we're gonna use it for the next time, so I'd have to go and wash it. I don't necessarily need it to get that frothy. Literally, this worked super easy. A whisk is fine, and with an aggressive hand, it's perfect. And then, but you can do whatever you want, but you're also gonna need nuts. So here's my candied lemon, which, has dried. Hi, candied lemon.
Do you want to use a spoon?
Yeah.
Maybe just
Thank you.
Go.
And I zested it and then candied it just so I didn't have to chop in fine little pieces, but you can do it however you want. This should work. So make sure this one breaks up. Ooh. Hold on. I gotta wash.
What's everyone doing today? We're watching the Golden Knights playing the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Okay. I gotta make sure all those pieces are broken up in there. And if not, I'm gonna have to fish some out, and I am gonna have to fish some out because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to baking.
I love that though.
I think that I just let them get too dry, but not a problem. Easy fix because I have these guys. Remember these guys I showed you? And these are the strips. So this is what I normally do. Let's just see if I can chop these up into super little fine guys. I don't want too big of bites because this is just really going in the cake. And again, you don't have to do this. This is just my thing. I just lemon.
Let's say people didn't have extra zest and that happened to them. Could you add more
Candied lemon?
Oh yeah, like if they didn't have like the candied lemon like ready and that happened or something, could you add more?
So I've added
juice or
soft.
anything?
I've added it straight from the pan. So I
Okay.
made that earlier this morning, so it got dry.
Okay.
So normally you do it like this one was just made like an hour ago, and it's still soft.
Okay.
I let that one sit around. So I could have heated it up. I could have done that too. So now it's like just fine little pieces. And this will work fine. This will work
Perfect.
for all the ones that I pulled out.
So if that happens to anyone else, heat it up in a pan.
Yeah, I totally do that. But just let it cool before you go for it. All right. So, one of the most important components. Limoncello. Hang on. So, I'll use this as a little measuring cup. That would be extra. And this would be mine. Homemade limoncello. Telling you, I spent a lot of time in Sorrento in the south of Italy. This recipe, as perfect as you go. And since I'm drinking,
Oh, thank you.
it's
so
bad
kind.
to drink alone. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, what were we doing? Oh yeah, we're making a salad. So, just kidding. Just kidding. All right, so we have all of our lemon in there. It's kind of like if, golf, if you drink, all of a sudden you're a better player. I think baking is like that too. Cooking, you just got to be careful. You can do it on one shot, but the more you drink, you're just a mess.
Oh, she cracks me up. Yep.
Just one. So I'm just trying to get all of this white chocolate and olive oil, which pretty much got it in there. And yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna switch because I don't need this guy anymore. Let's stay over here. And now we're going to add our almond flour. Get rid of these guys. Almond flour in, and our potato starch in, and the remainder, not that, just kidding, baking powder. And it was just 1 teaspoon of the baking powder. And the full recipe is going to be in the description, so if you miss anything. And I think potato starch, it was 50 grams. The almond flour, I don't remember, I want to say, is it like 250? Can you tell me? Yeah, it was 250. All right, so I'm just mixing this in, I'm just kind of folding it in. And so you can see here, it's still very dense. It smells amazing.
I wish you guys could all be in the kitchen right now. It smells so lemony in here.
And since there's no flour, I can try it. All right, a little trick. Just in case, if you're not using limoncello, you can always use lemon extract. So, you know, a little bit, no problem. Or you can just add some more limoncello.
Could people add like as much lemon you feel to make it more lemon?
So you do need to be careful it doesn't get too wet.
Okay.
So I can go a little.
Okay.
All right, so now we have all the ingredients on that side. We are going to the egg whites. So the 5 egg whites, the remainder of the castor sugar, that is 60 grams of castor sugar. And we're gonna beat that up until we get 2 stiff peaks. I'll come over here so you can talk to them.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Yes, Prescott, it's game day. We're super excited. And you guys, I have not tried this yet. I just helped her make the first one, so I'm so excited. Let's see if there's any more. Lots of hard eyes, highs. Yeah, I'm glad someone asked earlier what I do or why I'm in Dina's cooking show. And that's because I wanted to learn a lot more cooking stuff. And my boyfriend is actually celiac, and she does a lot of gluten-free stuff. Mostly everything we've done is gluten-free, so I've got to learn a lot of the recipes, and I'm super excited because I've got to do some at home, and that's why I'm here. She's taught me so many great things, so if you guys are at home and you try to make her recipes, please tag her so she can see also. How long does it usually take to make?
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Longer. Ciao.
Oh, thanks for joining. So, basically we're getting some stiff peaks. Not be super stiff, but this is pretty good. Let me get that one. Put that on your side. All right. Now we are going to slowly fold. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Maybe it's limoncello. We are going to slowly fold in the egg whites. Fold means take your spatula from the very bottom and up. I
got yelled at for that earlier. Not yelled at, but just told, don't do that, you gotta fold. Because I was just going to town mixing it away.
Just because we spent some time building all this air, and we want this light, delicate batter.
So that's why it's important if she puts in the recipe to fold or to mix or to beat, they're all different. And I learned that with Dina.
Brittany is a fast learner. And yeah, I try to be specific in all this. When I learn a recipe, I do some time to research it, sample it, try it, many trials until I come up with one that I think is the easiest to show and one of the best flavors. And each chef, or in my case, amateur chef, has their own taste. Particularly, I mean, I love gluten-free. I like things spicy, and I love the combination of a little bit of sweet and spicy. So most times, unless it's just the finest ingredients, I'll add a little bit of spice to things, one way or the other. All right, and then I'm gonna go for the last bit. Has anyone been to Capri besides me?
I haven't, and I would like to go, you guys.
I know. You know, it's a little 20-minute ferry ride from Positano and maybe a little bit longer to Sorrento. It's just so wonderful, and as long as the weather permits, you can go. And then Capri, I have a couple amazing restaurants there. Gosh, what is my friend's name? They're gonna kill me, and I love them. I was just saying last night on Instagram, I miss you guys. It has all these lemons. You know what? DM me. I'll tell you exactly where it's at. And then my little bakery, which makes the most amazing lemon cookies, and again, gluten-free. Just can't get anything like that. So of course, I came home and learned the recipe. I like to copycat. Okay, so I'm just gonna give a quick turns now. We are good to go. We're gonna put it in our prepared pan. Now you can actually even use little pans, which I'm actually going to do. I'm gonna put some olive oil in this real quick. Just swirl that around a little.
Does it matter how much you put in here?
Just swirl it around, yeah. Okay, so it gets on the sides.
Perfect.
I know, I already prepared a large one, but I decided I wanted to do
the smaller ones.
Yeah, they're just fun.
And then you can share them with more people.
It just gets all the way around the sides. If not, we have to use our hands. Which we might have to do.
Okay.
Okay, so there you go. Cool. All right. And then we're going to pour it in. Like that. Like that. That. Probably still could do more. Yep.
She has pre-bought parchment paper that are, I think, made to outline certain like containers, right?
Yeah, you can buy them pre-cut, or you can just cut them yourself. I do need this. I've actually just cut these myself too. I figured out I needed a few more. I'm going to get to go this way. Sorry. Okay.
Just dump the whole thing in there.
Yep. All right. All right. Did I say that right? All right. You almost done. Should just did one pan, right? Hope you guys like our cake demonstration. You know I wasn't gonna pick an easy one, right? It's complicated, tons of history. Definitely had a lot more olive oil in that one. All right, can't let this sit around too long because we have the whipped eggs. They get temperamental, so I am going to throw these in the oven. Can you help me?
Yes.
So they're gonna go in the oven, 400 degrees for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna turn the heat down and make sure this is on the middle rack. Alexa, set timer for 5 minutes. Okay, and then we're gonna turn it down to 320 degrees for, I believe, how long? I think it's 25 minutes. Very good.
Well, the 320 is...
40 minutes.
Well, are we gonna do 40, or remember, is it 30 to 35?
Sorry, thank you.
Yes.
So 5 minutes at 400 degrees and 30 to 35 minutes for 320. And I'm gonna check it before, just since I have those little small pans. Once it comes out of the oven, allow it to cool. Once it has like about 10 minutes or so, go ahead and open your spring form. Work around the sides, just run the knife, just kind of make sure it's completely loose. Take it out and flip it onto, and I just used like parchment paper, just because we're gonna dust it first. So what I do is I could even do it with a book. I'll put like parchment paper and then maybe a book or a cutting board, and then flip it. And then you want it to completely cool. Once it's completely cooled, you dust it with, ooh, I just remembered something. Some powdered sugar. Optionally, to back up a little bit, you can put some slivered almonds before you bake it. Whoop.
For a little crunch, I think that would be good.
It's really pretty. And I burnt some. Oh, smoke in the eye.
You know what I love about Dina? Her sound effects, you guys.
Oh.
If you haven't noticed, pay attention to her next video. All of her little noises she makes.
Well, I also talk to my food. I don't know.
She does. She talks to her food, mainly her basil.
That definitely.
But that's why I just love her.
Aww, I do too. So look at these candied, the candied lemons, and basically you're putting the candies, the lemons in like a little frying pan with like kind of even amount sugar and water. So if I'm just doing a few, then I'll do like 2 tablespoons of sugar and then 3 tablespoons of water and like medium-low heat, and just let it, or even low heat, and let it sit there for like 5-6 minutes. And then until it gets this like candied lemon, and they're great decorative items. And then even these too, just kind of add, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna add them anyhow. And, oh, the good part? Oh, I'm sorry, did you say you wanted us to sample? Oh, you guys. You guys. We can do that for you. Let's see. I'm going to go this way.
Someone said my husband talks to his food too.
Good. That's good to hear. I don't like being alone. So can I snap a photo of this really quick?
Yes, you want to get off with the live?
Just real quick.
Okay.
It'll still be on, right? Because, you know, it's a beautiful cake.
Gotta get the good picture. Let me move this out of the way.
Yep. Oh, it's pretty. Okay. There you go.
Beautiful.
So let's get into this. Yum. So naturally gluten-free, amazing history, dating back to 1920. Can you see it?
So good.
You guys are actually seeing it before me. Gronk?
Shh. Her big protect dog. I love him so much.
There is one. Gronky, out of the kitchen. Go on. Out of the kitchen. Go on. Yum.
So good.
It is just so. Oh, I forgot the pepper.
Thanks.
Okay, guys. Thank you for tuning in to my pretend cooking show and learning how to make Torta Caprese al Limone. Again, let's try a bite. Alexa, timer up.
Wow. If you know me, I love crunchy stuff, and the outside is
Alexa,
more well done and
Timer
kind of
off.
on the crunchier side, and the inside is so soft and moist. It's so good.
But it still has this fudgy texture on the inside.
Definitely.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the best flourless cake. It just has like so much lemon.
I like that the white chocolate just makes it like
Oh, you can't even tell
fudgy
though, right?
though. Yeah. You can tell like it makes it a fudginess. That's what the white chocolate does, but you can't tell that it's chocolate.
Well, having trouble with my mouth. So, you know what else goes great with this? Of course, you can always, I mean, just as is absolutely perfect. It lasts covered for 5 days. Also, you can take a little bit of ricotta and whipping cream and kind of mix that up and then serve that on the side in lieu of ice cream, and it's really rich and it's really yummy. I'm perfect. I'm gonna make some for you. So, let's have one more.
Ooh, more limoncello.
Yeah.
Oh.
That didn't happen.
It's okay. I'm gonna pour myself some more.
Guys, thanks again for tuning in to my pretend cooking show. My name is Dina Mitchell.
And I'm
This is
Brittany Larsenn.
Prego.
Cheers.
Alexa, do the dishes.
I can't wash the dishes, but I can dish the dirt. Just ask me for a job.